presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to John in Orlando. John, what's going on, brother?
Good afternoon, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
Good. I'm going to tell you, I've been listening to you since your radio days back in '99. Appreciate what you guys do. But what I really enjoy that you brought back Tim Ord. This guy is as smart as a whip.
I am so happy for that feedback.
Yeah, because he's one of a kind. He's got to be the #1 market timer. I'm telling you, it's like he calls it really good.
He does. I really appreciate the feedback, man.
Yes.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
What's going on, everyone? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show right here on TFNN. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Got a lot of crazy stuff going on in the market right now. This is a hot market. This is super hot, okay? Not like necessarily just talking about the indices, but all these kind of small cap, even your micro caps, are getting just blasted to the upside. There's so much capital going in here. Let's take a look right now. They're getting positive about 1.35%, trading at 20,195. Let me get this off just daily. Just want to take a look at the larger picture, making all-time highs in the composite. The Dow Jones Industrial about flat here, off about 0.04%. Quite a traversal down over the past few sessions, no doubt. DXY trading up near its 107 level, staying pretty cozy. Went right at 106.86. Look at that, nice march up to the upside there. Let's take a look. We got crude oil off about 1%, trading at $70.58 on that contract. You have the E-mini trading up 0.6% at 6,162, with that SPY up about 0.56% at 607.62, right under its all-time highs at 609.07. Let's take a look. We got gold off about 0.22% at 2,669. It's kind of volatile. We're going to get, oh man, what a weird move for that. We're going to have Tim Ord on tomorrow as well, see if he gets any better insight into what's going on with gold. You know, if you missed my interviews with him or kind of want to, get a recap of it, you can go to our YouTube channel, Tiger Financial News Network, and see our uploads there. You just type in Tim Ord, Jacob Shoup, and that should come up. Excuse me. You have copper off about 0.12% at $4.19. What's silver doing? Up about 0.17% at $31.08. Okay, Disney doing nothing. Google up another 4.24% on the what I assume is the Willow News. Sora Revive. Okay. DeepMind introduces no video generation tool. Claude is better than OpenAI, to be quite honest. This is still a lot of movement on this kind of quantum hype. I mean, we take a look at some of these other quantum stocks. Rigetti, for instance, right? This is great. It's parabolic. Up 30.15% right now at 932. Now, let me get some water. Apologies. I like quantum computing. I like the concept of it. I think there are real-world applications to quantum computing, no doubt. Of course, you've seen cycles like this many times, but I do think our compute is getting better. You have a lot of companies that are starting to now really invest in, different kind of like doping of ions that are going to be using quantum computing. You have the U.S. government adopting it. You have Amazon trying to rent out quantum compute to people via bracket. One thing that I will say, though, is I think a lot of this is very hot. I mean, Rigetti is about a $2.6 billion company right now, and it was trading around 66 cents for most of its life, right? Well, here you go. You get some movement up here, and then it comes right back down. This is some more hype around it. I believe you're going to get a major pullback in some of these quantum stocks. Rigetti at least is legit in that kind of realm. Is D-Wave the ticker for this? I got to figure out what the ticker is for D-Wave, but I think that will come down a little bit as well. And then Qubit definitely. I can't believe this thing is up. Whatever. I mean, that is really actually quite nuts to me. Shorts are kind of scarce for this company. I think a lot of people are anticipating this coming back down to earth around January. We'll see what happens with that. But again, I think when you get companies that are real like Rigetti and D-Wave, you get long-term potential in some of these. Qubit is just a hype runner, which is fine. but just it's important to be cautious about this. And I was looking on Twitter as well, and a lot of people are talking about this in some huge way. I don't know. I think there's a lot of hype in this company. But hey, you can't argue with 65.85% to the upside. I'm sure short sellers are very aggravated right now. Let's take a look. We got some earnings for today. You have BHP Group. The one that really matters is Red Cat. Let's just talk about Red Cat real quick, okay? I got into some Red Cat because I just want to play the earnings. Now, not a huge position because I don't know. You know what I mean? This has been obviously moved parabolic, came right back down to it. We're up again today, trading off a little bit from the high of the day, which was about 11.30. Trading right now at 10.92, up 32.69% from the open. You have, of course, you're speaking about their deal with Teal drones. That was massive. That is kind of like the drone platform that's being tested right now for short-range reconnaissance by the U.S. military. Very cool. Some additional news today. I think there's two things going on right here, right? You get a pump going on from this news I'm about to say, which is Red Cat partners with Palantir. They're going to equip Black Widow with autonomous visual navigation and warp speed for GPS-compromised environments. Now, this is huge. Skydio, which was the platform that won out the contract with the Army prior, had major issues because it was so GPS reliant. That is the major way that adversaries or really any combatants that are facing these kind of small drones are kind of jamming the drones, right? This is what was so interesting about Red Cat's Teal, is that they essentially could map out some given portion of the area and operate within that, right? No GPS needed. This technically made it unjammable, at least regarding how they jam things now. So that's pretty huge. Integrating this with Palantir, I mean, even just having the name associated is massive. You get a massive run up here. We'll talk a little bit about this. Integration of Palantir's VNAV software and the use of warp speed advances Red Cat's mission to define the future of aerial intelligence and provide warfighters with critical real-time situational awareness. Okay, you're just getting some ads from that. Satellite imagery integration. Palantir's ability to task partner satellites to acquire up-to-date imagery and deliver it to the edge provides drones with the necessary situational awareness, facilitating highly accurate nav with long-range drift. APNT navigation empowers the drones with an alternate PNT source to use sophisticated computer vision techniques for visual inertial odometry. A lot of technical words in here. Reference matching against satellite imagery. Basically, it can just move around without needing GPS. This edge computing that it's doing is massive. We've spoken a little bit about that just in general, how it's kind of a cool tech. But this is pretty cool. The Family Systems fixed-wing VTOL. So this is really kind of cool too. They have vertical takeoff. It looks, this is for the drones, but we were talking about Archer as well. This is getting very hyped, these eVTOLs. Archer getting obviously some kind of exposure with Anduril as well, which I love. Archer's up 7.33% on that news. But with Red Cat, I think another thing that's kind of going on here is you have a short float right now, short interest of 12% of the total float, right? That makes for a perfect short squeeze opportunity. So, you get some good news on Red Cat kind of going forward, which the CEO has kind of alluded to. You could run this stock up even higher when these guys have to cover their short position. So it's interesting. I don't have a huge share in it, but I just thought I would. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back. We have Steve Rhodes coming on right after this break.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Ho, ho, ho!
The Tiger Dollar Holiday Double Bonus Sale 2024 is here.
Amazing money!
Now through December 23rd, we've doubled the bonuses. Don't miss your opportunity to get a double bonus up to 40% on your Tiger Dollar purchase. Here's how it works. Purchase 500 Tiger Dollars and receive 100 bonus Tiger Dollars. That's a 20% bonus, $600 total. Purchase 1,000 Tiger Dollars and receive 300 bonus Tiger Dollars. A 30% bonus, $1,300 total. Purchase 1,500 Tiger Dollars and receive 600 bonus Tiger Dollars. That's a 40% bonus, $2,100 total.
Oh, wow!
But you have to hurry because this Holiday Tiger Dollar Double Bonus Sale ends on December 23rd. Visit the front page of TFNN for details and get your Tiger Dollars today.
Ho, ho, ho! TFNN!
What's going on, everyone? All right, let's get over here real quick. I want to go to TFNN.com. I was just enthralled by that ad. Front page, let's talk about this, okay? First things first, on Mondays, we are joined by Steve Rhodes. Steve Rhodes is the author of Mastering Probability and the host of Trader's Edge on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time right here on TFNN.com. Now is a perfect time to check out Mastering Probability newsletter. Again, if you've never subscribed before, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can do this risk-free. If it doesn't work out, you get your money back. I'm betting that it is going to work out. This is a fantastic newsletter, and then if you want to do this, which again, I strongly recommend, boy, we have the deal for you. You can first go ahead to the front page. We have the Tiger Dollar Holiday Double Bonus Sale. Strongly recommend this if you're gonna get any of our products or if you're a long-time subscriber. This gets you unbelievable savings. Okay, so with your first tier, you get a 20% bonus. That's $500 for 600 Tiger Dollars. You get 1,000 to 1,300. That is a 30% bonus. And then you get 1,500 to 2,100 Tiger Dollars. That is a 40% bonus. So you get unreal savings. It goes towards all of your purchases first, and they never expire. Steve Rhodes, how are you doing?
Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, I too like that.
Did you do that voiceover? I said, did you do that voiceover? That was great.
I'd like to. It wasn't me, though.
We got to get you on one of those.
Although this time of year I can play Santa, no problem. I've got it all going for me, unfortunately.
Fantastic. What are we looking at, Steve?
Hey, what I thought we would do, we've got 2 weeks left in the year.
Yes.
And what I thought we would do is take a look at what those last 2 weeks typically look like for some of the primary indices. So as an example, this is a chart that we've looked at. We haven't looked at it this way. We typically look at it just simply on the annual basis, and I'll put in a vertical line that shows exactly where we're at, and so that people can understand the seasonal tendencies that exist. We're certainly in the Santa Claus rally season. That Santa Claus rally really begins in the October timeframe. If this is a 39-year chart for the NASDAQ 100, we're not going to focus on that right now. We're focused in on these two vertical black lines out there. That basically covers the period of December 16th through the end of the year. It shows us also a number of different trades that have taken place. If you took these trades, what they would return for you. But what the most important thing to understand is from this point forward into the end of the year, based on the average over the last 39 years, we're in a very favorable time period. Okay, so that's what the seasonal pattern shows us. If we go take a look at the top 8 stocks, that top 8 weighted stocks, I should say, for the NASDAQ 100, they're right in front of us and in this order here. Today, Apple, if it closes above 250.80, and I'm not sure where it's trading right now, but if it does close above 250.80, it will negate a TD9 count topping pattern. It will not have another top and is going to add to the suggestion suggestion of rallying into the end of the year. What happens if price closes below that? Well, then the top is still in place. You continue to watch the 250.80. The top is a TD9 count top. NVIDIA, if NVIDIA closes today below 131.80, it's going to generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So the number one weighted stock is suggesting it may be breaking out and continue to move higher. NVIDIA is suggesting that it wants to move lower with an initial price target. The A to B equals CD, the initial 1-to-1, would get us down to about 125.45. If we look at Microsoft, Microsoft is just a consolidation with inside its profile. It does not have any kind of a topping pattern out here, and it's just a consolidation up at these highs. Amazon is in a full-out bullish breakout mode. What I mean by that is trading above all profile levels, all oscillator and change line levels out there. It's just in a full breakout mode with no topping signal that I see at this moment in time and place. So that looks like it wants that higher. Meta is just consolidating with inside its profile levels out there with no topping signal. Broadcom negated. It formed a TD9 count top on Friday. Negated in one day. What that tells us, Jacob, is this is a strong upward momentum move inside of Broadcom. Well, Tesla's doing the same thing. Tesla at new all-time highs. It formed a TD9 count top on Friday, negating it today. Again, strong upward momentum move. And in the case of Costco, it has a Rhodes momentum indicator top out there, but it's really kind of neutral. And the reason it's neutral is because price pulled back, tested rejected support. So at this stage here, it's neutral. The resistance level in Costco is 1,007.80. If price closes above that, it'll join Tesla and Avgo and maybe Apple, to suggest that we're off to the races. So what we see is the seasonal patterns here. They're being confirmed by the top 8. Well, not each of them, obviously, the upside, but they're certainly being confirmed that we could see that. If we take a look at the NDX 100 here, daily, weekly, and monthly, you'll see that it's traded above all resistance levels, really that green oscillator and change line. So it's in a full breakout mode out there. The biggest issue with the NASDAQ 100, Jacob, is the equal-weighted ETF. So we can see here with new all-time highs in the Qs, the NASDAQ, the NQ out there, but not so in the QQEW. And what is that telling us? Again, that tells us that the lesser-weighted stocks have not really bought into the rally that's here, but those higher-weighted stocks out there, looks like they're getting ready to truly zoom higher out there. So that's the only weakness inside the Qs. Any questions with what I've shared so far?
No. I would at some point after this, if you go over sometimes seeing some of these highs being made in different currencies. If you have time to run through that, I would love to see this. Right, you're getting a lot of, I think, capital flow into the U.S. right now.
Yes.
And anyways, that's my only thing I would say. But this is phenomenal information.
Sure. No, if we take a look at the S&P, so let's break down the S&P again. We can just looking at that very right-hand side. That's the last 2 weeks of the year. The trades that have set up based on taking that 73 winners, 21 losses. That's pretty impressive out there. But just the point here, as you can see, we're in a very seasonal, favorable seasonal time period for the S&P. Well, we can do the same thing. Now, the top 8 weighted stocks in the S&P. There's only 2 that are different from the NASDAQ 100, those 2 being Berkshire Hathaway and Google. So if we just take a look at those 2, Google today is taking out a TD9 count top. So just like Broadcom out there, it's in a very strong bullish upward momentum move. And Berkshire Hathaway formed a TD9 count bottom pattern on Friday. I don't know where it's trading right now, but if Berkshire Hathaway were to close below 457.01, that would negate that signal and do just the opposite, suggest a strong downward momentum move out there. So kind of interesting to see what's going on with Berkshire, especially with what we have going on inside the top weighted stocks inside the S&P 500. If we take a look at the ES Mini and the SPY, what we'll see out here, as well as we'll see the price is just simply consolidating with inside their profile levels. Those are the black little dashed lines that are on the screen. So nothing wrong there. Each of these have tops, but just a consolidation. In other words, no breakdown. The breakdown actually took place in the equal-weighted ETF. So very similar to what we looked at in the NASDAQ, but the equal-weighted ETF, which typically points the way, completed a TD9 count bottom pattern on Friday. That would only be negated if we saw a close below 181.72. And if I take a look at this chart here, the top portion is the SPY. SPY, the weighted version of the S&P 500. The bottom portion is the equal weighted. And we can see here at times this blue arrow, the S&P, the SPY when it was pulling back, it didn't form a bottom pattern, although it did pull back to where price had previously broken out from. But here we take a look at the RSP, you've got that TD9 count bottom pattern. So it's typically the equal weighted ETF that will point the way out there. So I just wanted to share that with folks as well. Any questions about the SPYs or anything?
No.
So real quickly here on the Dow, you've got that same setup here. We're in a very favorable seasonal cycle. If we take a look at the equal weighted Dow, it does not have a bottom pattern. None of the instruments just yet have a bottom pattern, but we could get a TD9 count bottom pattern for the diamonds and the Dow Jones Cash Index between today and Wednesday of this week. So folks want to take a look at that. Here are the top 8 weighted Dow stocks inside of the Dow. There's one stock here that I'll just throw off to. Well, I won't be able to do that. I have to do that. Can I come back just for a minute?
Absolutely, Steve.
Perfect.
Steve, please stay right there. Folks, we'll be right back with Steve Rhodes right after this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. We are joined right now by the host of the Mastering Probability newsletter, Steve Rhodes. The author. And of course, he is also the host of the Trader's Edge Show on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time right here on Tiger Financial News Network. Steve, before we went to the break, we're looking at the top 8 weighted Dow stocks. Taking a look if we're seeing any top.
We thought we were. When I part of my opening for my show, and I do believe this, is that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And that was really a perfect example because we're right at the break. And when I looked at the chart, I realized that I had the wrong set of 8 instruments inside there. So it was really perfect out here. Now we do have the top 8 instruments, weighted instruments inside the Dow. They represent just under 50% of the indice of the 30 stocks out there. But what we notice here is that the Dow has been the underperformer lately, and it shows so in these top 8 stocks. So for example, Goldman Sachs is just simply in a sideways consolidation pattern with inside its profile. No big deal there. United Health has taken it in the shorts, obviously. Not obviously, but it has. It is forming bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern today. United Health could bottom between today and Wednesday. Microsoft, we've already reviewed. Home Depot, we haven't. Home Depot is trading below profile support. That's where the buyers were located at $419.37. When you pass the buyers, obviously they're not there. And Home Depot looking to head lower. Same thing for Caterpillar, although Caterpillar is near a breakout level, so it could hold support here. This was the one that I wanted to do. What I really wanted to do was leave with maybe a Christmas gift, hopefully something that doesn't turn into coal, but maybe turns into gold out there, and that's Sherwin-Williams. And Sherwin-Williams went ahead and completed a TD9 count bottom pattern on Friday out there. So I'm going to come back to that in a moment. We'll finish it off with Salesforce, which is just consolidating up at its highs. Nothing wrong there. In the case of Visa, this looks bullish as well. So that's what's going on with those top 8 weighted stocks. But I mentioned that TD9 count pattern. You and I discuss this every now and then. And this is when a stock is making a bottom. In this case here, we're looking at the Sherwin-Williams stock, SHW, folks, is the ticker symbol there. When an instrument is making a bottom signal, we're looking here at just the daily time frame right now. That's a TD9 count pattern. What should unfold, if it truly is a bottom, is we should see intraday bottoming signals as well. In other words, if we're forming a bottom on a daily basis, a 10-minute chart should show that bottom first, a 30-minute, 60-minute, and so on and so forth. Now, what I use here are basically 5 different intraday time frames, 195 minutes, unusual, except that there's 2 195-minute equal weighted bars in a day of trading from 9:30 till 4. 130-minute, we've got 3 of those bars, and you've got the 65. So we're trying to get equally timed bars out there. And then we got Sherwin-Williams, so everyone has a 30-minute bar and then a 15-minute. Well, each of these have got nice bottoming patterns, or most of these, I should say, have nice bottoming patterns. So it's a suggestion that at least buyers are attempting to form a bottom. And what should take place, the typical move is up towards resistance, and it's usually this red-green line, the oscillator and change line. So right now, Sherwin-Williams is getting ready, it appears, to at least rally up towards that 378.61 level out here, 60 level. This is the actual trade setup. So I'm not asking people to take this trade. You do it at your own risk out there. But this is what I do for newsletter subscribers. Like this morning and on Friday, we took some trades out there, and it's really going through that process, that analysis, and then putting together the proper position size. And it's really all about how much you risk. In our case, we risk 1%. And when I say 1%, I'm referring to 1% of your trading capital. So for every $10,000, your risk would be $100. And in this case here, for every $10,000 of free capital, it suggests that you take 10 shares. And you've got the estimated entry price, about where we're trading now. I've got the stop that's in place here, where our target is, at least the initial target was, which was that oscillator and change line, and where we're printing the current newsletter. So this is the type of trade setup. This is the type of information that subscribers get, or new subscribers would get out there, in addition to all the training. So I thought I would leave everybody with what I hope is a nice gift from Santa. If it doesn't work, you got it right to the North Pole.
Yeah, it's because they were naughty that year. That's why, if it doesn't work.
That's right. But Stevie does a pretty good job of helping to make sure you don't you're not getting coal for Christmas.
Absolutely. No, that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look a little bit more on Sherwin-Williams. Steve, that's a really interesting kind of play.
Hey, it's you got to paint the town green. We're in the bullish mode of the market out there.
Absolutely. So, well, Steve, Thank you so much. Again, guys, you've got to check out Mastering Probability newsletter. A lot more from where that came from. Again, Steve, we'll see you on 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, huh?
Sounds great.
Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that quite a bit. You have some interesting price targets as well from some larger banks. I've not taken a look at Sherwin-Williams whatsoever. Very cool. Yeah, again, guys, check them out, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's fantastic. I really like the newsletter. Again, one of the perks I get from working here is that I get access to all of our traders' newsletters. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Good deal. Good deal indeed. We get the composite up about 1.26%, 20,176. And yeah, I mean, Steve's 100% right. I mean, you're looking, the Dow has been the laggard in a major way. I don't even want to say laggard because it's not even like it's not moving up in the same way. I mean, it is just going down. You have the composite making all-time highs. You have the SPY basically consolidating after all-time highs. Good Lord. Right at 607.30 for the past, what is that? Let's say 8 sessions or something like that. And then you have the composite, the Dow Jones Industrial, just for the past 8 sessions, just making a complete downward movement. Very cool. I love seeing these kind of like bottoming patterns and topping patterns that our hosts and traders have. It's fantastic. All right, let's take a look here. What do I want to talk about? I had some other stuff. People were talking about Rigetti, quantum in there. Yeah, I mean, this thing comes back down to earth. Like it does, right? Quantum comes back down to earth in the meantime. I still think it has the potential to carry on pump next year, but I think in the short term, the kind of stuff just isn't there yet, or at least the promise isn't there yet. I don't even know what was Rigetti's. Give me a second. Let me look up financials just real quick. He had revenue of $2.38 million in September. And what is this market cap? 2.3 billion. Yeah, makes sense. It's not like I'm a naysayer on quantum. I think quantum's great. I think there's phenomenal, look, you're even seeing Google pump a bunch of money into it, Amazon pump a bunch of money into it, right? They have money. They want to make sure these investments in AI works. The quantum is massive for that. I'm a big fan, again, of all this kind of neo stuff we're doing with, photonic integrated chips. I mean, this is phenomenal. Some of these ASICs that are coming out. I mean, you have discussions with Apple and Broadcom about making specific AI chips, which I no doubt think is going to be the way to do it. Again, we've spoken about this before. GPUs were not built for machine learning. They just happen to be able to do it better than other chips that we have prior. This stuff is going to have to get, specialized in some capacity. We'll see what happens. Be careful with Rigetti. Don't fall for the meme. Definitely don't fall for the meme of Cuban. Folks, stay right there. We'll be right back. I want to talk a little bit about Nebius when we return.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I was joined by Steve Rhodes. He's the author of Mastering Probability, the host of Trader's Edge, right here on at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on TFNN. Taking a look at this chart that Z posted in the den. Kind of interesting, right? So for a while, you had this in-sync movement, essentially, with NVIDIA and with Broadcom, and now you're getting some divergence with that now, right? Where you get these guys starting to buy, it started around here, okay? And you get these guys starting to buy more Broadcom as NVIDIA is coming back down. One of the things that, again, that makes me kind of say what I just said with ASICs versus GPUs is that, again, the GPUs aren't right for this. Broadcom is making these specialized chips for AI or whatever you want, where GPU is just kind of a general solution for things, right? Not to say that GPUs won't be used for things like data centers, or will be a part of these kind of like large legacy matrices that exist already, because there's so many of them that are purchased and you can't just, sunset them immediately. But the ASICs are so important. And you're seeing things with, like, for instance, obviously Broadcom, right, with AVGO, and then you have LAES doing its thing today. These guys have, this is nuts, up 88.57% again at 330. But they have post-quantum ASICs that they're going to try to start developing, which I think is great. On top of the TPMs, these are also going to be included in WKey's satellites that they're posting, right? To announce the integration again of post-quantum cryptography technology to secure electronic identities and documents via strategic initiative, developing collaboration with Wise ID. That's also some great news. Obviously, they're running very heavily on this kind of news. No one else is really talking or running on post-quantum cryptography yet. Anyways, that's kind of the deal. Yeah, Z, exactly. And they will compete with NVIDIA, and if NVIDIA doesn't pivot, they're kind of messed up, because these specialized chips are what's going to, and don't get it wrong. People will still be buying massive GPU clusters, people will still be buying Blackwell and everything, but for your real cutting edge stuff and the true brains of these operations, it's going to be these ASICs, even some specialized CPUs. It might be kind of interesting to see what happens. Lay's doing some interesting stuff. Trading 327 right now, 74 million market cap. It's got some room to run on it. I like this stock. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Nebius, because I added some more Nebius today, trading at 33.38, up 8.55% today. Still like it. Its floor is 30, kind of resisted that, and its resistance really is that 35 level that it needs to get into. But still, at these values, it's amazing. Okay, if you're pricing it similar to competitors, which is going to be CoreWeave in this circumstance, and let me get the numbers here for CoreWeave, because there's some concept that they're going to go IPO in January of next year. which I think is great. Give me one moment. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, plans 2025 IPO. Let's take a look here. CoreWeave and other cloud startups rent NVIDIA chip-equipped computer servers to artificial intelligence app developers. That is going to be what Nebius is doing as well. When NVIDIA invested $100 million in CoreWeave in early 2023, that gave a fundraising valued about $2 billion, and now it has a value of $23 billion. Okay, so with only half of the revenue, yeah, you should have half of that $23 billion valuation, you know, and you don't. You just don't. You're about like a fourth off, right? So you're about a fourth of that valuation of CoreWeave. I still think it's good. They still got the cash money. You got NVIDIA dumping money into them as well with some other kind of private equity groups, which I think is good. The guy who runs this thing is pretty smart. You know, Yandex was relatively successful. And so I have no doubt in my mind that this can do quite well. It just kind of needs that attention. It has the fundamentals, right? And the story is developing on it. And those two things are perfect for takeoff, you know. And expansion into America, which is what Nebius is doing, is great. So I did buy some more of this, and obviously that's just my position, and I like it. And I would really recommend doing some like due diligence on it. And it's still not getting the attention that it needs. And once this thing gets attention, it's phenomenal. You know, if you're a beta guy, that's great. You know, it's just not as risky. So yeah, take a look at that. Kind of some interesting stuff. What else do I want to talk about right now? You have Nike earnings coming up. I don't have any real position on Nike currently. Some guys going like pretty long on the stock. I still think China is a massive issue for Nike, but this is just kind of like me riffing on it. You know, talking about as well, this with Steve, right? Like, what are these things priced in like different currencies? You know, this America is getting such large capital inflow, and I get concerned that, you know, you get to a point where you get a big pullback, not a massive pullback, but some kind of pullback, you know, like in January around inauguration time, because everything is just going so ridiculously parabolic, and you know, everyone is calling for continued movement to the upside next year. That can be indicative, at least, of some, you know, kind of bubble, right? When nobody thinks one is going to occur, you know, because you don't have any more people to get in, right? Everyone thinks like, yeah, we're already in, this is going to keep going up, and the only way you can go is kind of down from there. I still think there's a lot of capital, like contrapoint to that. There's a lot of capital that exists that's not in equities. Still money market funds are just kind of like dry powder. And then again, you have SoftBank CEO announce a $100 billion investment in the US over the next 4 years during a speech with Donald Trump. You know, I think this is the place everyone kind of wants to be, which is pretty neat. You know, so we'll see what happens. The U.S. economic output grows at the fastest pace in nearly 3 years to end 2024, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, we're still pumping pretty heavily. I don't know. At some point, this does kind of correct, right? Like these smaller stocks like Rigetti and everything get corrected in a major way. Even Ionic, IonQ, which I played the earnings and I liked it. I mean, that's pretty nuts, right? I mean, you're up 21.37% today, 8.8 billion, and they're just not there yet, you know? So we'll see what happens with all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I still think there's a lot of optimism, I guess, especially with Trump coming in as president, which I think is a big thing. Let's talk a little bit about Rivian. Speaking of Trump becoming president, this is getting pumped up. I think this stock has some hard times ahead. I was finally able to get out of this thing and not be a bag holder anymore. I'm not really sure why this is getting pumped in any big way. Of course, they get that, you know, big money. I guess you had some benchmark analysts raise the price target, but nothing has materially improved for them. The money they get from Biden is great, you know, but we know that they burn through that pretty quickly without much to show for it, right? It's like they burn through it just kind of to produce the vehicle, which is really rough for them. But I think, again, you know, you got Trump coming in and blocking government military purchasing of electric vehicles and stopping the flow that you had under Biden, I think can be a massive problem for a lot of these EV companies, and that actually is a material impediment for them, right? It's not just some, oh, the guy doesn't like it, so whatever. I mean, you're stemming the flow of money into these guys. Lucid up 5.23% today as well. Weird stuff. Folks, you stay right there. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com. Then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, that's one way to shoot that meteoric rise in the foot for Seal. They have a security purchase agreement with several institutional investors purchasing 13 million shares of Ordinary at a $190 offering price when this thing was trading up at $346 at a high. Pretty insane. Trading, we were just up 80% for the day, trading 34.86. You have some massive volume, two legs to the downside here. Whatever. Even honestly, even with this news, this is the way I think about it, right? You had an additional kind of dilution last week, and it sold off, right? And then people said, "Hey, I still think it's really cool. Let's hop into this thing." I still like it. I think it's a pretty cool stock. I think it's cool what they're doing. I think it's a nice, kind of front, but that is really rough. I mean, you get kind of they're just talking about getting a price target at like 190, you know? Well, that's all right. Pretty crazy. What's W key doing right now? Still up 40, yeah. Trading 1177 right now. And W key, of course, that doesn't necessarily apply exactly. Interesting. Let's see what else. Oh, let's talk about Poet a little bit for right now. That caught a bid today as well. That's Piat. Let's do Poet. Trading up 7.53% today. These quantum interposers. The more I kind of read on this stock and just how connected they are with China, the less that I kind of like it going forward, which is unfortunate because I think, this doesn't give you the market cap, but for your price you have here, the market cap is kind of substantial, honestly, about 300 million. I don't know why it's not showing right here, but even then, I think the quantum interposer market is huge. Photonic interposer is huge, It's kind of sad with Poet, but up 7.29% today. Everything's getting pumped. Folks, thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien for the Morning Market Kickoff. Take care.